Hey guys, you're watching Domino Autonomy. It's me, Sarah. Today I'm going to be talking about Flesh and Blood. Flesh and Blood is a TCG that came out in October of 2019. I'm just, getting into this, and so, I take notes, and that's how I learn, the old-fashioned way. So I figured I'd share some of my notes with you, maybe talk about the game a little bit, what I know so far, what I think about it, and yeah, so let's just get started. So we have the first three sets so far. We've got Welcome to Wrath, Arcane Rising, and Crucible of War. First things first, let's talk about the packaging. These look really nice. I like the art. It's very cool. The borders are crazy. All the little details. I think that's really what makes this game. So yeah, I've got the book here. As you can see, it says Flesh and Blood, front and center. So first thing I want to talk about is Flesh and Blood is a TCG made by Legend Story Studios. It's a small company in New Zealand. Basically, I'll read you their mission. It says, our mission is to bring people together in the flesh and blood through the common language of playing great games. So, right away, you can, they seem like they're player-oriented, so that's really cool. If you already play Magic the Gathering, maybe you're thinking about transitioning to Flesh and Blood, or picking it up and just checking it out. So, the difference between Flesh and Blood and Magic is that, you actually play the role of a hero that belongs to a specific fantasy class. So each deck is going to be focused on that fantasy class. That's just something to keep in mind. So yeah, here I've got the heroes with my cute little smiley face. That can be any of the many different heroes. And, if you go to fabtcg.com, has a lot of this information, and you can check it out and learn a little bit more. But you're going to start with X amount of cards. So you're going to find that in your bottom left corner. And so I think depending on what hero you are, you can start with a different amount of cards. Yeah. And so at the end of your turn, you're going to draw up to X cards. On the first turn only, both players draw. So then in the bottom center, you're going to have your class and your card type. And then in the bottom right hand, you're going to have your life total. So just like Magic, you're going to have a life total, and you're going to want to reduce your opponent's life total to 0. I drew this picture of the Eye of Ophidia because it's definitely like one of the most popular cards right now. It's a generic resource, so I'm pretty sure it can go in just about any deck. So I was just sketching this out for fun, and I noticed that it kind of looks like something. So it's called the Eye of Ophidia, and I don't know if you play Magic the Gathering, you have probably heard of the Ophidian Eye. And on the card, it has a picture of this guy. It has like eyes, and they're snake eyes. So I was thinking about this. I'm like, what is Eye of Ophidia? What is this? So Ophidian is relating to or denoting snakes. So I'm thinking, like, what in the, like, there's something to this card that I just can't stop thinking about. So I turned it over, and I don't know if anybody has thought about this or seen this, but that looks like lady bits or something. I don't know. But I don't know. So the artist, her name is Alexandria Maligina. I don't know what she's up to or where she got that design from, but it's very cool. It's a beautiful card. It just, made me laugh a little bit. The snake eye. I guess some snake eyes look kind of like that, but I don't know. So yeah. So I definitely get the impression that Flesh and Blood is LGS oriented. They have like a huge mission statement that talks about like how important the local game stores are to the game, and how they really want to maintain card values, and they really want the playing experience to be the most important aspect of the game. So if you're into TCGs, that's definitely something you're probably looking for. So yeah, also Monarch previews are coming April 6th. I know a lot of people who are already into Flesh and Blood are super excited to see what's going to be going on in that. Like I said, I'm brand new to this game, so I've actually never played. I've just been, watching some stuff online and researching. Like I said, that's why I kind of did this book, just to help me. I find like writing stuff down helps me remember things. Excuse me. So yeah, so in Flesh and Blood, you kind of have this layout here. This is how you set up your cards. And we can go through each section. So you have your zones. The first zone is going, this is sideways. The first zone is your hero. So that's where you're going to put your hero. And you're going to have a spot for up to 2 weapons on either side. You have your equipment zone. The equipment zone is all over here. So you have like your head, your chest, your arms, your legs. You have your chain zone. So this is where all of your combat happens. So it's a little bit different than Magic in the sense that combat has multiple phases, kind of, I guess. It's like a chain of combat. You can attack and block multiple times, I believe. So then you have your pitch zone, which is up here, number 5. So unlike Magic, where you have mana, in this game you have resources. So every card has a certain amount of resource points that you gain by pitching the card. So it's like 1, 2, or 3, I believe. Then we have the arsenal. So arsenal is down here where you can kind of store cards. Over here you have your deck, your graveyard, and your banished section. So I'm pretty sure graveyard and banished are pretty similar. It just depends on how they interact with certain cards. So then I have the hero card. He's waving hi. So yeah. So you have the pitch value up in the top left corner. So this would be 1. If they're all filled in, it's 3. And then you also have a beautiful bar at the top called your color strip. So if it's red, you have 1 resource. If it's yellow, you have 2 resources. And if it's blue, you have 3. Up in the top right corner, you have the cost. So how many resource points to play. So that would be similar to Magic, where you'd have like your casting costs. So then you have your power. Your power down here is the damage that it can deal to the opposing hero. And then you have your class. So all the cards in your deck have to match your class. So there's different classes, and you can't have different classes. They all have to be the same. But then there are some generic cards that can be in any deck. And then you'll also have your card type, your class and your card type. So like the different equipment, the auras, etc. And then you have lastly your defense, and that's the damage that the card can prevent if used to defend from your opponent attacking you. So yeah, I have got some heroes here. I'll just kind of do some sketches. I think I'm gonna make another video, and I'll do like we'll just talk about each hero. So yeah, I'm really excited to. I think I'm gonna pick up some Arcane Rising Unlimited and open that up for you pretty soon. I don't have any cards to show you right now because I sort of have everything sealed, but I'm hoping to get some unlimited stuff, and that'll be fun. And you guys can laugh at me opening them because I've never done it, and it's a little bit confusing. Like if you're used to Magic's the little rarity symbols, they're a lot different on these cards. And I'm sure if you have already been checking this game out, you know what I mean. But so that'll be fun to go through those. And I think that this game has a lot of potential for financial value, for playing. I've heard that a lot of games, they come pretty close. It seems like there's always something going on. There's a lot of interaction. It doesn't so much feel like, I know sometimes when you're playing Magic, there are times where you're playing an opponent, and you're just sitting there like, when am I going to get to play? Like, there's a lot of back and forth interaction, really close games. I think that you never feel like you don't have cards to play, really. There's just always a lot going on. So I look forward to maybe trying this out, maybe streaming it online with other players. If we'll see what happens. But I'm really excited for the Monarch previews, And yeah, I can't wait to see what happens with this game in the future. Take care, you guys. Definitely check out my next videos showcasing different heroes.